Hello and welcome to another episode of Unboxing Women, where we explore why women in business are often called such a bitch. My name is Dana Rexx, and with me is my friend Maika Rose, and we are both independent recording artists and singer-songwriters based in Europe. You can listen to us on our YouTube channel and on your favorite podcast platform. So Maika, today I am wearing my Lady Gaga t-shirt.
Because I haven't seen that yet.
We're going to talk about Lady Gaga.
Yes. Oh my God. She's such a queen.
She is.
Honestly, remember her beginning stages when she was just like dressing in outrageous costumes, like insane.
Yeah.
She's moved on from that, but it was something different. But yeah.
Well, I don't know if I was a fan, maybe not immediately, but quite early on. And I think the outrageous costumes and all of that just, did it for me. And sometimes I'm kind of sad that she doesn't really do that anymore, which it's not true. It's not true, because for Chromatica, she went all out, like with the alien thing as well. So yeah, she kind of does still do it, but I guess the last year and a half with Corona and everything, there haven't been any events either, so she really hasn't had the chance to go out like many of us. So I think that might have something to do with it, but I'm really curious to see where she's going to go from Chromatica, because I was kind of glad that she was back to being her alien self. And what does
it's interesting. I think it's
sorry.
Yeah.
We have a lag apparently.
So I think it's very interesting that she's so versatile, because she can do not just so many obviously different styles, and has done. I also mean musical styles. So she's done so many musical styles, and it's amazing how versatile her voice is and what she's trained herself to do. And it's just blows my mind every time. So
yeah, that's also one of the things I love about her, because that's what I want to do. And everybody's like, oh, you need to find your sound, and you need to, and I'm like, I just want to do everything. I want to do a rock album, I want to do a country album, I want to do a whatever, maybe not the jazz one, but I would want to do like another thing.
Yeah,
it's that's what's hard for me, because maybe that's why I like her, because I might be as crazy as she is. So it's very hard for me to act normal and be, is that not the way it should be? And are we not allowed to just switch it up?
I don't think it's crazy. I think it's normal. I think it's just that the industry in general, whether it be music or say even YouTube or whatever, everything's like, oh, you need a niche, you need to be a specific place, and you need to position yourself in the marketplace. And you're just there like, yeah, I get that if I want to make money from my music, I have to kind of play with the rules. But at the same time, like, I do this because I like it. And I like more than just one single tiny little niche of this thing I like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think it's very normal. I think you just kind of have to either have the guts to go for it in different styles, or be big enough to be able to do that without,
Maybe that's it.
I don't know. I think you just need to do it. Like, honestly, if that's what you want to do, just do it. I mean, she did. Why not us?
Yeah. Well, to be totally fair, she was like universally famous when she switched it up.
At the point she did that, yeah.
Maybe that's the key. When you're there, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, kind of like Taylor Swift switching from country to pop, and just being like, completely in shock.
I love her pop stuff, because I didn't know her with the country stuff. I know of the country stuff now.
I grew up with her country stuff, because that was when I was young. That was like the in music. So I was just like,
oh, well, we'll need to do an episode on Taylor Swift as well then.
Yeah.
And not only about her butt.
Yeah, exactly.
So Lady Gaga, yes, Lady Gaga, what does she mean to you? Because I don't know, I'm a hardcore fan, but what are you? What is she to you?
I'm not a hardcore fan. I do really, really like her. I think she's one of the best singers in the in that kind of field where in the very famous field. Let's put it that way, right? She deserves to be there, basically. I mean, everybody who got there deserves to be there, but you know what I mean. She's one of the best versatile singers out there. She's a badass lady. Like she's absolutely stands up for things she believes in. She just does what she wants, but she always puts thought behind it. I do think, even if it's something crazy, she'll have done it because she was like, why can't I do something crazy? And not just because, I just want to do something crazy. I don't know. It doesn't make sense when I say it, but it's like she puts thought behind things she does. And I think it's really cool. I really like her. I don't really hardcore fan for anybody. I don't know. It's just kind of, I love Queen, but I can't hardcore fan for people who are like, sorry, so old.
Well, I think
I love them. They're amazing, but it's kind of different for hardcore fanning for.
Yeah, obviously. Well, maybe Taylor Swift is yours.
No. I love her. She's great, but I think I'd like Lady Gaga more. But it's just I don't hardcore fan for people.
Another episode I feel coming up. we're digging
but what
deep.
About you then?
We're digging deep here. Well, I think that you're totally right. She can do anything she wants, but she does think about it. I think all the craziness is absolutely strategic. Which is awesome because at the House of Gaga, they come up with stuff, and I think, they like brainstorm about it, they talk about it, and they go and line out the strategy for X months ahead, X months to years probably, for albums and stuff. So I think the marketing machine behind it is just amazing. Just something to remember that there is actually a marketing machine. I mean, it takes a village, and for her, it probably takes a whole city. So, but I just love how, there's this story that she's told as well in interviews of how she actually became famous, or the stuff that happened before she blew up like that.
Yeah.
And, first of all, she was still a brunette. So it does, say a lot about just the hair color being the stuff of success. Which is kind of sad. She does say it herself as well. People only started to take notice when I started taking off my clothes. And it says so much about our world that's still a patriarchy and still, all geared towards the male sexual organ, if I can say it that way. And I think, it's very, I think it's smart if you can use that. I think it's really smart. I think most of us are like maybe too proud, or maybe too, afraid, maybe as well, to really use that to our advantage, to use how the society is made and how it's built up in our advantage. That's what I think. So I think we can learn a lot. Not to say that it shouldn't change, but that's also what she's trying to do now that she's at the top.
She's I remember something where she said she kept being told she wasn't pretty enough to be famous.
Yeah. Her nose. I love her nose, by the way.
Her nose, yeah. But it's just...
That's crazy.
Why do you have to be... The thing is, though, why do you have to be pretty to be famous as a woman?
But
why do you not have to be pretty to be famous as a man?
Yes, also, absolutely. Ed Sheeran comes to mind, but... let's
Lewis
all be
Capaldi
honest.
Comes to mind. I mean, he's cute, but
Yes, and they're nice, but like they're not,
great singers.
Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt, for example, and because there are some that are like really like totally cute. I mean, in like the most standards ever, and there are some that maybe are not so cute, but who make it anyway, and who are great singers,
and it doesn't fucking matter,
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I think that's amazing how everybody, once somebody is famous, how there are so many people pouring over that person and saying, oh my God, and he's so cute, and they absolutely fall in love with that person just because they're in your face all the time and they're on TV all the time. And when you're on TV, then people love you. I mean, literally, like the sentiment of love. So
Harry Styles comes to mind.
Lewis Capaldi, yes.
Yeah. Well, Harry Styles is also very pretty, so it doesn't really fit as a subject.
Well, no,
however,
not for me. He's not my kind of, no.
Yeah, he's a little pretty boy.
Yeah, I don't see it. So it's really subjective, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the whole point of attractiveness, though, isn't it? It's like, you're never attracted to the same person as somebody else.
It's a good thing.
I mean, yeah. It is a good thing.
So for Lady Gaga, I just don't really understand why they said that. Maybe it was still a time where all the singers needed to look alike or look like some kind of Barbie thing, or like have the perfect little nose or something, you know?
Isn't that still the case though for women?
But she's beautiful. I don't get it. And blonde or brunette or whatever color, pink. Haha, she's been pink. I don't really get it why they would say that. Why a man would say to a woman that she's not how dare you, How dare you say that to anybody?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Like, it's none of your fucking business.
Exactly. And indeed, why...
And it's just your opinion.
Yeah, and why not say it to men then as well? Because I don't really think that men...
Oh, I mean, to be fair, we don't know if they say it to men. Maybe they do. So maybe if there's like men who've been told that, let us know. Because we've never heard of it before.
Exactly. Lewis, if you're watching this... we know, I mean, you're not, you don't have the six-pack that everybody expects. And I know that you own it and you're so great. But please do
it's
tell
so
us.
Great. Yeah. Short intervention into Lewis Capaldi land. He was on Graham Norton, and Graham Norton asked him, so you've pre-sold like the whole arena, like I think it was the O2 Arena in London. You've sold all the tickets, like, and this is your first album, or on your not the first album, but something like that. It was like nobody's
ever done that.
It was. Yeah, it was really, really, it was a big deal. And Graham Norton was like, how did you do that? And Lewis Capaldi was sitting there and he was like, it's just raw sex appeal. And I was just like, I love this.
I love that. I love him for that, it's just, and he knows, he's just, it's so ironic and he uses it to his advantage. I love that so much. I think it's so empowering. And that I'm a fan of Lewis Capaldi for his brand, just the way that he brings that into the world, and he uses the stuff that people would normally use against him to his advantage. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
I love it. It's great.
So
back to Lady Gaga.
I was reading an interview from 2010 about her beginnings. So basically from 2007 to 2010, and how she actually started at like on a side stage of, was it Lollapalooza or some kind of festival? I don't know, in some kind of side stage, but really at the beginning, like midday, just the opening. And, she was singing and dancing and like playing her synthesizer, but like just really, not as much as, or as organized as she does that now, and just all over the place. And then in the bikinis with Lady Starlight, and they had this act where they had lighters on stage and spray cans, and they would like spray they would spray the flame, and it would like and super dangerous stuff. And stunts and all. And, it's just to take the attention of the audience, to make them notice. It's
so much attention grabbing, yeah.
And I think it's genius because, she kind of had like a dancey vibe to her music, and that was not considered pop yet at that moment. Now she's made it pop. And she basically paved the way for David Guetta to be on the radio in the States. In Europe, obviously, dance music was already pop because we had Eurodance, and and she knew of that history, and she uses that in her music as well. But in the States, it wasn't, just dance music was not in the charts, not in the pop charts, and not on the radio. And she changed all of that. And that's amazing. And so I just read some feedback about a couple of music professionals that kind of, just passed by the stage and just went, what is this? And weren't like really amazed about the live show really, or her singing really. And, kind of said that it was a bit mediocre. And then she goes on to she was actually signed to a major label at that point, and then 3 months later she was dropped. So it was for her first album, or it was for her first 3 albums. I don't know exactly the contents of the contract, but it was a big deal for her, and she was like, oh, I don't have to do this.
Sure, yeah.
And then she got dropped, and then look at her now, So. And also Katy Perry was dropped. So many big artists were dropped before they blew up. And I think it just goes to show that life doesn't really go as you expect. And it doesn't go how people really see or think it went for these people as well. I don't know how many people, let us know in the comments how many people know that she was dropped from her label after, major label after 3 months, and then went on to do this crazy stuff. I'd like to know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, let us know. I think, honestly, though, you mentioned it before, Lady Gaga is a marketing genius, but it also takes a lot of guts and a lot of, not just guts. Guts is the first thing you need to kind of do what she did. But it also takes a lot of perseverance to actually pull through, to keep going, like day after day after day, to organize everything, because she was probably doing a lot of that stuff on her own in the beginning. And just kind of, hustle hard.
Yeah.
It's insane. So
I'm reading a thing here about Pharrell. Who's Pharrell?
Pharrell Williams.
No. It's a manager person, not like a singer person. But I don't see his. Oh, Perry Farrell. There we go. Perry, founder. Lollapalooza founder Perry Farrell. Oh, the Lollapalooza founder. Okay. So he said that the outfit that she was wearing got Farrell's attention. Maybe that's why he booked her. So she was wearing hot pants all over the place. And in New York, apparently that was normal. But when she was in Chicago, she got... She got cited by a Chicago police officer for indecent exposure because her hot pants were too short. But that's like typically American.
That's so American. Well, US.
Yeah,
that's so US.
They want to see boobs and butt, but don't walk around in hot pants.
Yeah, you could get raped and then it's all your fault. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Oh, another episode springs to mind. We should do Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake and the boob accident, which was, I don't think, an accident. Anyway, we're sidetracking again. So I think, from a few $100 for a stage show, this is again me reading this interview, to 150,000 for her main stage Lollapalooza thing that she did now a couple of years back, is unbelievable, and way to go, girl.
Yeah. I mean,
have you ever been to one of her concerts?
Insane. No, I don't. Again, this is probably why I don't fangirl a lot. I haven't been on many concerts.
You should, and because it changes your world, it really does. I went to a lot of Gaga stuff. I went to the Fame. She doesn't call it concert, so it's the Fame ball. It's a ball. Mm-hmm. It's a big party. The Fame Monster Ball. I went to Born This Way. I went to Art Pop. I didn't go to any of the jazzy ones because jazz is really not my thing. And I didn't go to Joanne either. I don't even know if she came to where I was. Anyway, I would like to go to the Chromatica one though, if it comes back around. Not that I'm not really a fan of the album itself. I prefer stuff like, the Born This Way album, to be honest, and Art Pop. It's just more edgy. I think with Chromatica, it's a bit too much just normal dance for me. I don't really see anything edgy anymore, although the outfits are cool, but duetting with Ariana Grande and Blackpink and stuff, that's not my generation at all. So I have no interest at all in that kind of bubblegum dance music. But still, what she does with it is amazing, and the whole, we're on another planet thing is great, and it's still in line with her, being called an alien, because she owned that. She was called an alien for the Fame and for the reboot, with Bad Romance and everything.
Yeah. And
it's because people started calling her an alien that she actually did the thing with the makeup and the prosthetics for Born This Way, which is total genius. You just take what the people are accusing you of and you just use it against them. It's genius. I mean,
like Louis Capaldi.
Yes, absolutely. And how empowering is that,
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, it's great.
We could all learn something from that.
Oh, definitely. We can all learn so much from Lady Gaga. So,
absolutely.
I mean, the name in itself, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's this whole...
It already shows, I'm Gaga.
There's this whole thing around it of, is it from the Queen thing, or was that just derived after? And, who cares in the end? Her name is Lady Gaga, and whoever or however somebody came up with it, it's a great name. It's a great name. Everybody knows it. Everybody on this planet knows about Lady Gaga. If you're a fan or you're a hater or you're whatever, everybody knows it. That's just, it's genius. She's a genius. Yeah. Lady Gaga is a genius. Let's end on that.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's all for today then. So thank you for tuning into Unboxing Women. Be sure to connect with us on our socials, which you can find in the show notes. Send us a DM or let us know your personal experiences with the hashtag #SuchABitch. Don't forget to support your favorite artists through merch or donations. And so I guess my name is Maika Rose. I've been chatting with Rexx about the lovely Lady Gaga. This is a bi-weekly show, and we will be back for you all in 2 weeks' time, same place. Thanks again for listening, and we shall see you soon.
Bye. See you soon.